DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV area. SASN.TV, the only high school sports network that features the top athletes in the DMV. The Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN, is the DMV's only high school sports network, providing a platform for the top scholar athletes in the DMV.
And tip off. Private school basketball between Word of Life Christian Academy 0-4 on the season versus CHEN Odenton, the visitors, 1-5. This is private high school basketball on the Scholar Athlete Sports Network. Noah Schubert on the call here in Springfield, Virginia at Word of Life Academy as fouls called inside. On the inbounds, Baba Oladotun, 7th grader playing on CHEN Odenton. Movement around, drive inside, lane is blocked, grabbing his own rebound and putting up the shot, and one can't get it to fall is Dylan Ganger, the senior. First free throw rims out. And Ganger goes 0 for 2. Rebound goes to Word of Life. Three-pointer is up and good. Just a preface, do not have a lot of information on these schools, so I'm going to do my best in identification. The shot is up and no good. Rebound goes back to Word of Life. Drive inside, travel call by the referee. CHEN basketball on the baseline. Oladotun will take it up and he'll pull up for 3. No good. Rebound and fast break for Word of Life. Move. Foul called inside. Charge is drawn by number 1, that's the senior David Edmond. There's not a lot going on in the first 90 seconds or so. CHEN so far 0 for 3 on their first 3 possessions on the other side of the court. Ganger will drive inside and take it in himself. Lay and with the left hand is no good. Rebound to Word of Life. Up the court in the corner. Ball inside. Shot is blocked. Lay-in bounces around and makes its way in. Word of Life takes 5-0 lead. Ganger underneath the basket, kicks it out. Three-pointers up off the mark. And rebound back to Word of Life. Pass will be too strong, out of bounds. CHEN basketball. Wide open 3 is good. That's David Edmond. Corner 3 up, off the mark, and rebound goes to Edmond. Back out, Edmond pulls up for 3 again. Short. Rebound underneath is no good. Rims out. Fast break for Word of Life. Floater from the edge, no good. And rebound goes back and in for Word of Life. Edmond bounces around. Rebound going the other way. Pass inside, lay-in is good. It's number 1, Manuel Cutzlib, dual sport athlete at Word of Life. Also a member of the baseball team. Three-pointer up, no good. Fight for it underneath. Possession arrow is with Chen. So get it underneath the basket. Chen Odenton struggling on the season, 1-5 as the corner 3 is up. No good, rebound goes back to Word of Life. Long range 2 off the backboard. Strong underneath with a foul. And he'll go to the line for 2. As timeout is called by Lewis Richards. This Word of Life team has gone through a tumultuous few months. Lost their head coach earlier in the fall and a lot of their best players. So this is a squad that is building from the ground up. .30-second timeout coming to a close. Word of Life currently leads 9-3. 3:56 to go in the first quarter. And they'll have the ball at the free throw line. First shot doesn't make it to the rim. Subbing in number 5, Rashawn Ganger for his brother Dylan Ganger, sophomore. Second shot makes it to the hoop this time, but bounced off the front of the rim. And last touch at Chen hands, so it'll be Word of Life basketball underneath the rim, underneath the basket. Ball inside, strong. Second attempt goes in. 11-3 now, lead for the home squad. Three-pointer is up, bounces out, rebound goes to Word of Life. Pull-up jumper short. 3 lay-ins don't go in, and it'll be a foul called underneath. That'll send number 4 to the line. First free throw, no good. And the second one falls. Inside, stolen by Cutzlib. He gets trapped, but managed to give up. Three-pointer is up, and good. Second three-pointer for number 5, and that'll spark a timeout from Chen. As Word of Life now possesses a 15-3 lead on visiting Chen Odenton and head coach Chad Gardner. Both squads retake the court now. Inbounds will be for CHEN. Some confusion. Players lining around the free throw line. Believe he already shot his 2 free throws. The referees will have to talk this one out. Shamari White, the senior, will take it up the court. White sized up his defender, thought about the 3. Travel is called on David Edmond. So far, the only point scorer for CHEN, the lone 3. Word of Life will have it on the other end. Drive inside, and the travel is called on number 5. Inbounds to Chen Odenton. Trying to drive inside was David Edmond. Lost it, and a foul is called on Edmond. It's the second team foul. Ball bouncing around inside, ends up in the hands of CHEN. Down the court goes Edmond. He gives it up. 3-pointer is up and good. Shamari White converts on his shot. And that's the first made basket in a while for visiting Chen Odenton. Working around the 3-point line. Backing up, driving inside, and another travel is called. Seems to be a popular violation so far. Lots of travels are being called between these two teams. Long 2-pointer is nullified by yet another travel. Not a lot of discipline shown off in the first quarter by these two squads. Word of Life will work it around. Hard defense being played by CHEN. Good around the perimeter. And number 5 stepped out of bounds. So Shamari White will inbound it. It's Babo Lodatoon on the other end, working on his defender. Cross-up kicks it out, 3-pointer from the corner. No good, inside rebound to Ganger, and he puts it up for the 2. So Dylan Ganger on the stat sheet now. And the lead is cut to 7. Small 5-0 run for CHEN, and they'll have it again on the other end now. Ganger will take it himself, try to get the bounce pass inside. As 5 for Word of Life tried to corral it, slipped on the court and was called for a travel. Inbound right near the broadcast table. Babo Lodatoon will take it. Makes a move, defender not budging. That was almost an up and down, but Lodatoon will pull up, and it rims out. The rebound to Ganger, but he's called for the double dribble. They're two very limited squads. Chen only bringing 6 players with them. Word of Life only with 8 on their roster. Defense off the line for Shamari White, pushing back Word of Life. Bounce pass is intercepted. Take it down the other end, has it blocked. Edmond, White. And it'll be Word of Life underneath the basket. 4 seconds to go. Score stands at 15-8. Half-court shot falls short, and that'll be it for the first quarter. I don't have the roster for Word of Life. I don't have the numbers. I don't know who the players are. Yeah. So we're back to action here. Clock at halftime. Pardon me. First quarter counts down. Some confusion with the game clock. And we're back at it. 3-pointer from the top of the key. Bounces in. Shamari White with his second 3-pointer of the game. And he has 6. Inside. Post up. Around the 3-point line, stolen by White. He gets it up the court. Can't corral it is Siriaco, and lay-in is good for David Edmond. And that'll be another travel call inside. Babo Lodotun taking up the court for Chen. Lead has been cut to 2. He'll pull up for 3. Chen back with the rebound is Siriaco. And held ball is called. Word of Life having trouble grabbing rebounds here. Lots of offensive rebounds for Chen. Inside. Jumper is no good. And that'll be hell ball. Chen on the baseline. Shamari White will take it up the court. Pulls up from three, has it blocked. But back into White's hands. Siriaco now pulls up for three. And he's got it. Isaac Siriaco takes the lead for Chen, as they've been on a 13-0 run. Down 15-3, and barrage of shots going up, and all of a sudden they're up. And a timeout will be called by Lewis Richards. So an absolute shift of the narrative at about the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, and now going into the second. Chen has been making all their shots. 13 unanswered points to take the lead. Neither team really in foul trouble, just at 3 apiece. Inbound on the sideline for Word of Life. Neither team really in foul trouble yet. Only 3 team fouls apiece. Stepped over the halfway line. That'll be a backcourt Chen basketball. That's where Sean Ganger checks in for Isaac Siriaco. Another three-pointer up for Chen. And rebound for Word of Life, but again, another travel being called. Pass ends up in the hands of Chen. That's Ganger in the corner. He gives it up, driving inside was Edmond, and he had to kick it out to White. Dangerous pass. Three-pointer is up and good. That's Rashawn Ganger with his first basket. Sophomore extends the lead, 2-4. Official timeout called. Looks like something wrong with the clock. Four seconds go off the clock. 5:49 to go in the first half. Visiting Chen Odenton 19, Word of Life Christian Academy, the home squad 15. Chen extending their streak of points as they've been on a 16-0 run. As the foul is called on Dylan Ganger, that'll be the 4th team foul for Chen. Three-pointer is up and falls short. It'll be Oladotun on the other end. And Ganger will be called for the travel. Shamari White calling for it in the corner. Word of Life will have it on the other end. Deep three. Looked good, but would not be. Rebound to David Edmond. Oladotun for three, and that will go. Bobo Oladotun with his first basket of the game, and it is now 22-15. Inbounds under the basket. Lay-in is no good. Second attempt does go up. And it's the first Word of Life basket in 19 points as another three for Lodotun, and he knew it was going in as soon as he shot it. Baba Lodotun up to 6 points now. And it's an 8-point lead for CHEN. Lodotun tied for the lead with Shamari White, 6 points apiece for CHEN Odenton. Looks like a technical foul was called. Not quite sure why. I believe it was on Dylan Ganger. Both free throws knocked down for number 5, Word of Life. The slew of players checking the game for the home team. The lead for CHEN cut to 6. CHEN now at 6 team fouls, so next one will result in some free throws for Word of Life. And another travel is called. Seems to be the theme of the game. Lots of travels between both squads. Not a lot of discipline. Might be something that coaches will look at in practice. Floater hits both the front and the back rim, no good. Sirikawa on the defensive effort tips it away. Double team didn't work as well as he wanted it to, but Ganger was there. He tried to get it to Olodotun, who's tipped out of bounds, but it'll stay CHEN basketball. Olodotun gets it into Ganger. Calls for the screen. Drives it inside. Floater bounces in. Dylan Ganger now with 4. Clock under 3:30 now in the first half. As the foul is called, shot does not drop. We'll be at the line for 2. First free throw bounces in. And 2 for 2. Olodotun with the moves going up the court. He'll give it up to Ganger. Tried to get it inside, and good defense by Word of Life, but foul is called. And it'll be CHEN basketball. David Edmond gives it up to Gainger inside. Edmond fighting for the rebound. Held ball, possession arrow is in favor of Word of Life. Floater off the glass, no good. Second effort, no good. Third, a sea of hands, and the foul is called. And 23 will shoot two. First free throw bounces in. One for two, Gainger with the rebound. Working on his man, driving it inside, take it strong to the rim, but shot will not fall. Long two is good for Rishon Gainger, and he has 5. Every player now with points for Chen Odenton as the three-pointer is up and off the mark. Rebound goes back to Word of Life. Pull-up jumper, and over the back is called. Inbounds to Siriaco. He takes it inside lane, off the glass, bounces around, no good. The foul is called. That's on Dylan Gainger. I believe that's at least his third. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Word of Life. A lot of issues going on with the scoreboard. Finally, Word of Life will be shooting 101. Scoreboard read 10 fouls. Referee corrected it to 9. First free throw. Rebound goes to Siriaco, and he'll take it down the other end. Strong to the hoop, lay-in, rolls out, and rebound to Word of Life. Back-to-back lay-ins, no good, and rebound will go to Chen. It'll be Shamari White He'll pull up for three. Falls short. Long pass. White is there. Pull-up jumper. No good for David Edmond. Rebound back to Word of Life. Score stands 30-22. Approaching a minute 10 to go in the first half. Floater. The foul is called underneath. I believe it was on Bobo Latitude. That'll be 2 shots. First free throw finds the net. Second one rolls around and out, but rebound goes to Word of Life. Inside. Again, problems with the layups underneath the basket. Cannot seem to convert. Inside, and finally getting to the lane to go. Under a minute to go. CHEN 30, Word of Life 25. Latitude working on the ISO, and that'll be a 5-second. Strong defensive effort for Word of Life. As the Latitude stayed stagnant for too long. Inside stolen. That's David Edmond. Edmond on the far side. Clock under 30. Has it tipped away. And that'll be an easy lay-in in transition. Lead cut to 3, and now Word of Life with the ball back. Finally ends up in their hands. And that'll be a foul on the shot. And we'll see 2 free throws. First 2 strong. Oh for 2, but with the rebound and the lay-in, and the lead is now down to 2. Clock under 10 now. Inside lay-in and 1. Shamari White. Rebound no good. Full court shot. Way off the mark, and that'll do it for 2 quarters of basketball. CHEN Odenton 32. Word of Life Christian Academy 28. Back from halftime now. Visiting Chen Eagles lead the hometown Word of Life Christian Academy Ambassadors 32-29. Leading scorer for Chen, Shamari White, the senior with 9 points. And Isaiah Sitton with 11, only player in double digits on either side, leading Word of Life. Chen was down by 12 in the first half before pulling off a 16-0 run to take the lead, and they haven't looked back. But their lead has been collapsed a little bit, as it'll be Shamari White with the crossover. Foul called inside. Shamari White will shoot 2. First one no good. And he goes 2 for 2. Shamari White now with 11 points. Joins Isaiah Sitton in double figures, and that'll be a travel called on number 23. That's Jean-Francois Mbakop. Edmond kicks it out. Ganger takes a little contact but drives it in. Pump fakes. Finished it with the left lane. Did not go. Rebound 2, Word of Life. Sitting on the other end. Ends up with Jean-Francois Mbakop. Euro steps his way in for the right-handed lay-in. Mbakop now with 6 on the game. On the other end, Shamari White can't get it to go. Rebound will go to Caleb Fesahay. Fesahay top of the key. Big man tried to get it inside to Michael Chuma. On the other end goes David Edmond, and he'll take it in. He'll be fouled from behind by Fesahay. And Edmond will go to the line and shoot 2. First shot goes in. And Edmond 2 for 2. Lead stands at 5 for Chen, 36-31. And going in strong was Edmond to bat the pass down, but he couldn't get the lay-in to fall, and it'll be Isaiah Sitton on the other end. He gets it inside to Mbakop. Basket goes in, but a travel called. That's another one. And Rishon Ganger will check in for David Edmond. Edmond heads to the bench with 7 points. Three-pointer up and good. Dylan Ganger ups his point total to 7 and extends the lead for Chen to 6, 39-31. Quick pass inside, laying off the glass is good for Jean-Francois Mbakop. He has 9. Shamari White, floater. White with another 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound goes to Ganger. Three-pointer up and good for Babo Lotatun. Pass too high for Jean-Francois Mbakop, and it'll be a inbound for Chen. Richard Mbakop will check in for Michael Chuma. Chuma heads to the bench with 6 points. Mbakop has 7. So Shamari White taking up the court for Chen. Moves for Lodetun. He posts up. Can't get it to fall. Rebound will go to Mbakop. Up the court now. Spin move. Lane does not go. Jean-Francois Mbakop taking it in. Richard Mbakop with the rebound, and the foul is called. Jean-Francois Mbakop on the foul. Full court defense being called by Lewis Richards, but Chen able to get it in cleanly. 5:08 to go. Chen 42, Word of Life 33. And it's Shamari White taking it strong with the left hand. Timeout called by the referee. The lead for Chen stands at 11. Word of Life, of course, looking for its first win on the season. Chen has won, but most likely want to come out of the shim and back to Odenton, Maryland with a second win in their column. It'll be inbounds for Word of Life. Fessahay got it into Sitton, up the court to Kutzeb, but back into the hands of the Eagles. Shamari White, backstep, three-pointer no good. Oladatsum was underneath the basket. Sitton pulls up, rebound to Oladatsum. Pass inside, intercepted by Chuma. Fessahay with the spin move. Taking it up, challenged by Edmond, gets it inside. Chuma is blocked by Olodotun. Pardon me, as Richard Mbakop blocked by Olodotun. And it'll be Chen ball. Olodotun gets it into Siriaco. Siriaco pulls up, surrounded by two, and rebound goes up and over the backboard. Ambassadors basketball. Sitton gets it into Fessahay. 1-2 as Fessahay takes it on the far side, and block is called on Rishon Ganger. Score has not changed. Still 44-33 in favor of Chen. Three-pointer is up. Rebound ends up with Siriaco. Pass it to Edmond. Back to Siriaco. Pump fake. Get to the corner. Ganger for three. Rims in and out. Rebound goes to 32. Michael Chuma. Chuma had it mid-court. Called for the travel. Looked to get it up for Richard Mbakop. It'll be Chen basketball on the far side. Shamari White will take it up for the Eagles. With a move inside, foul is called on the shot. And he'll shoot 2. First free throw, short off the front of the rim. Second one, air ball to the left. And Fessay will get it into Isaiah Sitton. Sitton double team, but gets around it. Gets it up the court inside. Richard Mbaka up under the basket for the easy lay-in. First basket for either squad in a while. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Chen 44, Word of Life 35. Olodotun with the move. Floater falls short. Rebound goes to Emmanuel Cutzlip. Sitting to Fessay connection. Fessay with the move behind the back. Has it stolen. Siriaco the other way. Inside, Shamari White lay-in is good. Sitton takes it down himself. Laying off the glass, no good. And the rebound finds its way in. Olodotun. Shamari White, the high hand, gives it up. Olodotun from the top of the key is good. Babu Olodotun hits double figures with 12. So lead now up to 12 for Chen. Taking it himself, left hand layup is good for Isaiah Sitton. Edmond gives it back to Olodotun, pressured by Chuma. And a 5-second called again. Olodotun with his second 5-second violation of the game. Fessay into Sitton. Fessay pulls up from deep, trying to show off the range, doesn't get it. Rebound and one. Michael Chuma with the basket. He has 10 and he'll shoot for his 11th. And that was Dylan Gainger's 5th foul. And that'll be the end of his night. Free throw off the glass, but doesn't count. Lane violation called. So Dylan Gainger heads to the bench with 7 points. That'll be his permanent viewing spot for the rest of the game. Recorded some early fouls and it caught up to him, and he has 5 with under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Moves by White at the top, kicks it out. Siriaco for 3 off the top of the board. Rebound goes to Richard Mbaka. Emmanuel Cutzlip passing it up court to no one in particular. Siriaco the other way, and he gets the easy lay-in. Isaiah Sitton was standing there ready to take the charge, but stood his ground, and Siriaco avoided him. Fessahay with some ball handling skills. Gives up to Cutzlip, back to Sitton. Isaiah Sitton, 13 points. Inside lay-in, no good. Second attempt falls through for Michael Chuma. He's got 12. Olodotun pulls up for 3 off the mark, and the rebound goes to the much taller Caleb Fessahay. Junior taking it up the court himself. Gets it inside. And foul is called on David Edmond. Fesahay with the no-looker, but unable to convert was Michael Chuma. That was quite the strategy. Olodatune's floater falls short, and it'll be sitting there. A little bit of a pile-up as Mbako tripped over Olodetune. And Emmanuel Cutzlib will get it in. Cutzlib now 3 points. Shamari White kicks it out to Isaac Siriaco, and that'll be it for 3 quarters. CHEN Eagles 51, Word of Life Ambassadors 45 after 24 minutes of basketball. In the third, but back for the fourth quarter. CHEN 51, Word of Life 45. Eagles lead was as much as 12 in the third quarter, but Word of Life able to cut it to 6 now heading into the fourth, hoping to carry that momentum to their first win of the season. Fesahay will get it into Sitton, and we'll have 8 more minutes of basketball. An early timeout called by Lewis Richards of Word of Life. Just 8 seconds off the clock. Didn't like what he saw, probably designed a set play coming out of the change between quarters and not executed to his liking. Again, CHEN only playing with 5 players as Dylan Ganger fouled out of the game late in the third quarter. So for the next 7 minutes and 52 seconds, we'll only see 5 CHEN Eagles. Fesahay inbounds it to Sitton. Siriaco with the pressure in the backcourt, but Sitton gets past it easily. Floater in the lane is good. Isaiah Sitton up to 15. Tie with Shamari White for game leaders in points. Lead cut to 4. Pull-up jumper falls. Was a long 2 for Isaiah Siriaco. CHEN ends up with it on the other end. Edmonds inside. And it ends up in the hand of Isaiah Sitton. Sitton gets up the court to Cutzlib, and he traveled. Bobo Lodatoon gives it up to Shamari White. White with 15 points. Drives it in. Looked like all ball for Isaiah Sitton, but referee said otherwise. And Shamari White will be shooting 2 free throws. First one rims out. And White goes 0 for 2. Rebound to Edmond, though blocked from behind by Michael Chuma. But it's another foul called, and Edmond will now head to the line. So Edmond at the line now. First one falls through. Second one does not go. Edmond 1 for 2 from the line at that trip. Lead extended to 7 for Chen. Isaiah Sitton tried to pass it inside to Michael Chuma. That'll be a Lodatoon on the other end. Lodatoon working on his man. Siriaco Fesahe up playing defense, and that's a travel called on Isaac Siriaco. It seems like at this point every other word that comes out of my mouth is spelled Travel. Third attempt is good for Michael Chuma. Edmond pressing up on defense was Richard Mbakhope, but he's called on the foul. And it'll be Edmond shooting 1-1 as that's 7 fouls for the hometown ambassadors. Rebound goes to Mbakhope. I'm not sure everyone knew that it was a 1-1, not a lot of movement around the key. Corner 3 is up and good. Isaiah Sitton. Lead is cut to 2. A back and forth game of runs and sizable leads is now truly a basketball game. 6 minutes left. Chen 54, Word of Life 52, and that'll be a push-off called on Shamari White. Energy in the gym has certainly increased. Fesse inbounds, and a foul is called on Michael Chuma. Getting physical with his defender, Rishon Ganger. A little too much for the referee's liking. David Edmond on the inbounds. Richard Mbakhope on the defense. Inside to Shamari White. Back to Edmond. Bobo Lodatoon moves around the 3-point line. Gets it out to Edmond. Edmond pulls up from the free throw line and gets fouled, and he'll shoot 2. David Edmond with another trip to the free throw line. I believe it's his 3rd straight. And that'll be the 10th foul on Word of Life. So any foul after this will result in 2 free throws for Chen Odenton. Edmond's first shot is good. And he's perfect. 3 players in double figures now for Chen, and inbounds is taken by Ganger. Was able to get it inside to David Edmond. And it'll be another travel. Isaiah Sitton expressing his frustration with his teammates, as they can't seem to get the ball without taking more than 2 steps. Edmonds laying no good. Up the court to Sitton. 3-pointer up and off the mark. Fesahe with the layup and 1. Foul called on the shot. Caleb Fesahe with his first made basket of the game. Seems like it was called on the floor. Fesahe goes 1 for 2 from the line. Chen's lead cut to 3. Word of Life slowly making their way back to being a competitive game, but they still have to stop Chen offensively. Shamari White's 3-pointer. No dice. Isaiah Sitton taking it quick on the other end. Pass finally ends up in the hands of Michael Chuma. Gave it up to Richard Mbakop, and he has 11 now. And the deficit is now only 1. Fesahe with the block on the 3. He comes up with some pain. It'll be Chen basketball. Timeout called by Word of Life. Fesahe in some obvious pain. I believe Ronnie Tate Jr. will come in. $56-55, much different game than we've seen so far. 1 point, it was 15-3 in favor of Word of Life. Then a 16-point run for Chen. Took the lead for them, and they had at arm's length at double figures, 11 and 12. And now it's just a 1 point game with 4:38 to go in the 4th quarter. Isaiah Sitton leads all scorers with 18 for Word of Life. Shamari White with 15 leads Chen. Edmond will take it up the court. Kick it out, Oladatun. Shamari White thought about the 3, but right there was Kutzeb. 3-pointer, no good. Inside to Edmond, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2 again. First shot good for David Edmond. Official timeout called. I believe there's an issue with number of fouls. Not quite sure what the dispute is over. But scoreboard has been an issue throughout the game. There's been disputes in points, time on the clock, fouls. Only consistent thing has been the number of quarters being played. Still waiting still waiting for the officials to make a final verdict. It might be on the number of personal fouls on Word of Life. Foul has been added for CHEN and deducted from Word of Life, and that might be what the dispute was over. This is quite a standstill here at the end of the game. Officiating and scoreboard not on the same page. Seems like they might be finally coming to a verdict. And we are finally back. After several minutes of pause, David Edmond, I believe, will be shooting 2 free throws. So Edmond now shooting 2. I believe you might have already shot his first one, so that was his second free throw. Edmond has 12. Lead extended to 3 for CHEN. Isaiah Sitton cannot tie it. Grabs his own rebound, but he stepped on the line. And it'll be CHEN basketball with just over 4 minutes to go in the game. Shamari White gets it up to David Edmond. Isaiah Sitton was there, but had no help in the corner. Three-pointer is good for Babo Ladatun. Fesahe. Sitton able to keep it from being a backcourt. Fesahe pulls up for three. And rebound goes to David Edmond. Edmond will slow it down for CHEN. No need to rush, up 6 with 3.5 to go. Three-pointer short for Siriaco. Rebound to Isaiah Sitton, and he has it. Sitton with the move inside. Reverse layup falls. Isaiah Sitton has broken 20. 20 of Word of Life's 57. Shamari White kicks it out. Oladatun is called for the travel. Chad Gardner frustrated at Oladatun. Had a rough game when it comes to 5 seconds and travels. Sitton with the move inside, couldn't get it to go. It's David Edmond. CHEN lead stands at 4. Oladatun, deep three is good. Back-to-back threes for Babo Oladatun. He has 18. Fesahe, finger roll inside. Shamari White gives it up. David Edmond for three. Rims out, but Siriaco's there for the rebound. His shot won't go. And Isaiah Sitton splits the defense down the other end. Sitton gives it up. Inside lay-in is good for Michael Chuma. Ladatun gives it up for Edmond. Shamari White drives it inside. Left-hand layup, no good. Rebound goes to Emmanuel Cutzlip. He gives it up to Fesahe. Caleb Fesahe playing point guard. Silky moves for the big man. He takes it inside. Lay-in is good, and it's a 1-point basketball game. Deficit back to 1 after 57-56. Turned into a lot more, and now it's 64-63, still in favor of the visiting CHEN Eagles. Isaiah Sitton leading all scorers still with 20 points, but Babo Oladatun with back-to-back threes brought his total up to 18. Both squads with 3 players in double figures. For Word of Life, Richard Balkup with 11, Michael Chuma 16, and Isaiah Sitton with 20. For CHEN, David Edmond with 12, Shamari White with 15 still. That number has not moved much, and Babo Oladatun, as I said earlier, with a team leading 18 points. Oladatun again, just a 7th grader. Class of 2027 playing on this squad and already showing signs of promise. It might be a name to watch for the next 5 years or so. Already keeping pace on the high school stage, and he's just entered middle school. David Edmond on the inbound for CHEN, and the ball is in. Shamari White slows it down. Isaiah Sitton. Edmond was there for the screen. White pulls up for three, and it's good. Shamari White with a clutch three-pointer 2-possession game. Sitting inside. It'll be Word of Life inbound on the foul. Fesse gets it into Sitton. Foul on the jumper, and Isaiah Sitton will head to the line for 2. Just over a minute left. These would be 2 very important free throws for the Ambassadors. First free throw is good for Isaiah Sitton. Sitton imperfect, and rebound will go to Chen. Fessahay was the last one to touch it. A timeout is called by Chad Gardner. 67-64, Chen Odenton Eagles. But it's only a 1-possession game. Again, lead for Chen has been as much as 16 in this game. Been cut to 1 on multiple occasions, and now sits at 3 with 1:04 to go. Eagles will have the inbound underneath their own basket. Full court defense being played by Word of Life. Off the screen goes to Oladatun. Word of Life not fouling yet. Shamari White fouled by Isaiah Sitton, and Shamari White will head to the line. It's the 10th team foul for Word of Life, and he'll have 2. First shot good for Shamari White. And he's perfect. Shamari White breaks to 20 points. Joining Isaiah Sitton and Chen not taking their foot off the gas pedal, staying on defense. And a travel is called on Isaiah Sitton. With 46.1 left, Chen up by 5 points will have the inbounds. And it ends up with Sitton, and he lays it in easy on the other end. Steal in the air, and it's now a 3-point game. Clock runs. And Oladatun will head to the line after the foul is called on Ronnie Tate Jr. Bob Oladatun to shoot 2. First free throw off the front of the rim and no good. A lot of tune, 1 for 2 from the line. Isaiah Sitton, fast. That'll be a 2-pointer rebound. And lay-in is good for Ronnie Tate Jr. His first points of the game couldn't come at a better time. Pressured at the end. Edmond. You would think Word of Life want to foul, and they finally do. Caleb Fesahay will send David Edmond to the line. First free throw no good for Edmond. But no matter the outcome of his second shot, it will maintain a one-possession game. With 15.7 seconds left, Word of Life is going to need some good basketball. Second shot, also no good. Fesahay with the rebound and calls a timeout. Down 70-68, 13.5 seconds left. And Word of Life has some life in them. Is the last timeout of the half for the home ambassadors. You'd think you'd stick with the hot hand of Isaiah Sitton, who leads all scorers at 23, but only down by 2, so lots of big men in the middle. So we could definitely see a lay-in for Caleb Fesahay or Michael Chuma. So 13.5 seconds left. Word of Life will look to either tie this game or take the lead. Head coach Lewis Richards wanted it at half court, citing NBA rules, but was reminded by the referees that this is not the National Basketball Association. Fesahay gets it into Sitton. Isaiah Sitton drives it in. Lay-in is good. No good. But a travel is called on Michael Chuma. Missed the layup, called for the travel, and it'll be CHEN basketball with 8.6 seconds to go. Edmond gets it in, and you would think Shamari White would be fouled, and finally is by Ronnie Tate Jr. And Shamari White will head to the line for 2 shots. Lead at 2, so 2 makes by White. This game is pretty much out of hand. White's first shot no good, and there is still life for hometown Word of Life Christian Academy. Ambassadors gonna need a good box out and some quick passes. Second free throw good. Sitton with 5 seconds. Sitton pulls up for 3. And off the mark, rebound goes to Michael Chuma, and that'll do it. CHEN Eagles 71, Word of Life Christian Academy 68. A scare there at the end for the visiting Eagles, but the push not enough. Isaiah Sitton leads all scorers in a losing effort with 23. Shamari White leads the victorious Eagles with 21 points. Word of Life falls to 0-5 on the season, while CHEN Odenton improves to 2-5 themselves. It's a wild game of runs, double-digit leads, turn to single-digit. And that will be it for tonight's game. Private school, high school basketball, final score, CHEN 71, Word of Life Christian Academy 68. This has been Noah Schubert for the Scholar Athlete Sports Network, coming to you from Word of Life Christian Academy in Springfield.
All right, we'll skip the coaches. We'll just do strip.
Okay.